This is a video response to God is One Person, Trinitarian Objections Answered, Part 3, made by KingJamesVideoMan. This one addresses Hebrews 1:3 and Job 13:8. Very interesting video series so far. Seems to be a pattern going on here. Each video focuses on a particular case. In that case, the base of that case is on the meaning of a particular word. The first video was the word image. The second video was the word life, and the word of life, what does life mean? The claim there was that life meant the Father. And in this particular one, the word is person or persons. It's very interesting. However, again, it seems to be a failure of looking at the original Hebrew or Greek languages to understand what is actually being said in the texts. And I'll go through that now. Okay, so Hebrews 1:3. Very interesting because in Hebrews 1:3, express, image, and person. The word express there in the Greek is only used here in all of the New Testament. The word for person here in Hebrews 1:3 is also only used in this one spot in all of the New Testament. So this is a very interesting passage to use to show the oneness of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, because it does quite the opposite. In fact, it very firmly supports the Trinitarian view. But let's jump back real quick, because in the first video we discussed the word image, which is used here in Hebrews 1:3. The word image there in the Greek is ikon, E-I-K-O-N. That would be Strong's 1504. Means statue, profile, resemblance, or copy. Now this is interesting because the word before the word image is express, the express image. Well, that word for express, which is only used here in the New Testament, is character. C-H-A-R-A-K-T-E-R, character. That would be Strong's 5481. And it means stamped, exact copy, or representation. So it's saying here that Jesus is the express image or an exact copy or stamped image of the profile or resemblance or statue. So basically what it's saying here, exact copy, if something is an exact copy of something else, there's two things being discussed here. There's one person who is an exact copy of another person. And so this fits wonderfully the Trinitarian view and very poorly the oneness view. So just off of express image alone in Hebrews 1:3, the oneness view falls apart and the Trinitarian view stands tall. However, let's continue to the word person. The word person used here, and I know I'm going to misspell this, mispronounce this one. I'm not even going to try. I'm just going to spell it out. H-U-P-O-S-T-A-S-I-S. Hypostasis. Strong's 5287. It means essence, nature, substance. One of the complaints that this gentleman made is that a lot of the other translations that are not King James uses the word nature here or substance. And it seems that they are actually in the correct. They are correct to use that because that's what that word in the Greek actually translates to. And it's saying that Jesus is the express, or I should say is the exact copy of the Father in essence and nature. So Jesus has the same nature, not personhood, but nature of God the Father. So this, just like John 10:30, this does the same exact thing, Hebrews 1:3. It specifically shows not in personhood, but in nature. Kind of a side note here, a little bit off subject, but not really, because it was brought up. The issue was brought up by this gentleman in his video, and that's the King James only view. I'm not going to make a case against it here. However, I'm going to make a suggestion, because it seems to me that the King James only crowd, what they do is they compare the King James to the other English translations, and that's extremely wrong-headed. That's not the correct way of doing it. The correct way of doing it is comparing the other English translations with the Greek, and also comparing the King James with the Greek, because it is the Greek that is the original, not King James. And so to decide which one is the best, you would have to do a comparison with the Greek, with all of the translations. And from what little I know of the Greek, the best translation so far that I've found is the New Living Translation. King James has a lot of problems with it. But again, I'm not making a case against it here, so I just want to make that suggestion. It's just wrong-headed to compare King James to the other English translations and leave it at that. The quick Trinitarian response to Job 13:8 is very simple. It's quite clear by Jesus himself in the New Testament that nobody knows the Father, nobody's heard from the Father. The Father is not the one who has always interacted with humanity. It is the one who manifested in the flesh, the one who became the Son, who is the one who interacted with humanity. The great I Am, the one who said, I am who I am, the one who dwelt amongst his people in the tabernacle, the one who freed his people from Egypt, and all that stuff. The God of the Old Testament is the one who manifested in the flesh, the person who became Jesus. The Father was in the background, unknown to us, until revealed by Jesus himself, as John 1:18 tells us, and other places in John. And the Holy Spirit was had a background role as well. So clearly, the one to say that God is to show him as a single person in the Old Testament is not incorrect, because it was a single person who interacted with humanity, one single divine person, that would be Jesus. This in no way harms the Trinitarian view at all. Thank you very much for watching this video, and God bless. And I'm going to go check out part 4 right now.